Hey guys, well we're back on the TS 400 Suzuki. I'm trying to fix this mess and trying to fix that mess right there. Also, that goes to the ignition right there. I'm kind of marking everything as I go. I believe this guy here, that's your ignition kill switch. And then as we get to the front, it gets worse. This is horrible. Somebody got in here and just messed everything up. I still got to get a 12-volt battery for it. And because the turn signals were deleted, I'm not gonna connect those, or I'm just gonna delete that part of the wiring system. And the levers and everything, looking at, those things are in good shape. I'm not gonna mess with them too much, but I need to take all the oil tank apart. It's broken. Bracket's broken. The airbox bracket is broken. I gotta weld that back on. This mess here goes to the rectifier. That's on your lighting side. There's your CD box. I only have a 6-volt battery in there, which isn't enough to help me troubleshoot the wiring. I rebuilt the rear taillight and everything, and I put new wiring, soldered everything back together. It had this one's supposed to be gray. This is your stop that connects to this guy, and I'm not sure how they got, but there's two. This orange goes to this guy here, and then a white wire comes out. I'm not sure. I gotta look at the schematics and see exactly what that white wire is doing, and hopefully everything will come looking good. I'm gonna replace that rear tire with this rear tire, and do a little more cleaning. Got to get some degreaser and degrease the crap out of this thing. And I don't think any of the spokes are missing in the rear. I may have one that's missing, which I'll have to replace. The exhaust system looks good. I'm going to take it out and sand it down and repaint it. The clocks look okay. It's got a little smash mark there, but it's okay. And probably need a new chain and rear sprocket, front sprocket. And gonna change the oil in it. Check. I got the carburetor cleaned and rebuilt. I fixed up the boot, the insulator boot. I had some cracks in it, so I like to use that 3M weather stripping glue. It's kind of doesn't react to gas that well or at all, and I'm gotta get a new ignition key for that. Either get a new ignition key, or I'm gonna probably, what I want to do is I actually want to kind of just have a toggle switch and just kind of hide it. Just hide it somewhere on the bike so you don't need keys for it. The other thing that's kind of messed up is this headset stop is all, the locking headset, that's all goopy. Well, we got a little bit of work ahead of us, so that, and I think I'm going to recover the seat. I found a TM 400 seat cushion, and I'm gonna put a seat cover along with that seat cushion, so that'll look a lot nicer. The gas tank, well, that's bad. I'm gonna see if I can pull that out. I went to, a friend of mine told me Harbor Freight has a dent puller kit, but that's a really hard, thick steel, and I have my doubts. Yeah, that's kind of the update on this guy so far. Then, on the other project that we have ongoing, I was ready to put this, well, I did put the whole head set or cylinder top together. Got the new valve seals. Issue came up with this guy. It's too long by 2 millimeters. I measured it up with this guy. I think, yeah. And let me see. You can kind of see that it is quite a bit taller. So I ordered new valves for that. Hopefully they'll be the right size. We can get this thing back together. I got new valve guides in it, new valve seals, and hopefully we'll get this guy back together and on the mend and get going on this guy. The sad thing about 4-strokes today is you suck a valve in, you bend a bunch of valves, and it's strictly because the auto chain tensioner is the culprit to a lot of these bikes. And what happens is either you don't pay it, the owner doesn't pay attention to the slack in his chain, and when these things start clicking, that's the time to either change the chain, check your auto adjuster. It might not be adjusting properly. What happens is the spring in the auto adjuster, as it extends, it gets weaker, and it doesn't give it enough tension. I like using the manual tensioners because it's just easier for me, and it's a little more straightforward and adjustable. And I don't like to to let an auto adjuster, because I've seen too many of these bikes bend up valves for something that should be just normal maintenance. They bend valves, and then right away you see the bikes on Facebook Market selling parts because blew the head. And that's kind of the deal. Luckily, this head didn't sustain any damage when it bent the valves. There's no big nicks, marks, or scratches, so that's good. Unlike this Suzuki head that I am currently in the middle of rebuilding, you can kind of see the amount of damage these things they take when you break a valve, and then it rattles around inside the cylinder and just proceeds to beat everything up. It even knocked out one of the valve seats, so I have to put a new valve seat in that one, put new valve guides in this one, and put new valves in it. So that's the deal with these things. And that was the same. I bought this bike on the same. I think I paid $450 for it, and because the kid, once he saw that the valves were damaged, he was done with it. He didn't want to deal with it any longer. So this is what you have. Yeah, two strokes are a little easier to deal with. Here's another project I have ongoing. I got to put this sleeve in this cylinder, and I got real close, but what happened is the drive chain, this guy here, this drive chain that is connected to the motor underneath the boring machine, it's too much slack, and I took a link out and then it was too tight. And then they don't make half links for this size chain. I think this is an eighth inch chain or something, and I need to go to a bearing parts warehouse and see if they can order me a new chain where I can make some changes. So other than that, the 72 Husqvarna has kind of been in a holding pattern. I gotta put the back tire on it. I'm waiting on a carburetor for it, and levers. I gotta get levers and throttle, and trying to find a decent looking Magura throttle for it it's pretty tough, and people, I've sourced a few that they're just horrible. They're just beat to death, they're taped up, and they're just garbage. And trying to find it, I don't mind paying a little more for a really nice clean one, but I am not paying for garbage. Yeah, as far as the whole rear tire is ready to go back together. I've been thinking about putting this throttle on it. It's not a Magura, but it's really, really close. It's very close to a Magura. I do have a Magura made in Sweden. That's the original throttle housing. Oops, sorry. Throttle housing, here it is. But I can't find the tube. Nobody makes the doggone tube for it. I've been looking at some of the outsourcing some of the tubes, throttle tubes for it, and trying to come up with a throttle tube I might have to file a little bit to make it work. So yeah, that's kind of where it is. And then I got to find a ferrule that fits that for your throttle adjustment. But yeah, that's a really nice piece, but when you got the rest of it missing, doesn't do you a whole lot of good. And that's kind of currently the update for right now. This is the schematic I found for the TM400, so I'm trying to figure out how I had to make you have two different, that's your ignition and light, or not, that's your lighting coil, and that goes to your rectifier. This goes to your CDI and your ignition. So that's kind of how that works. And then like the one wire here, that's your kill switch, and that's, if you look at the wiring here, that's your kill switch right there. That goes to your start stop, and that all it does is it grounds the ignition out. So it's just lovely. Excuse me for the fart. Other than that, I'm gonna go fishing today, hopefully, sometime. It's hotter than blazes today, but I got this neat little kit for, hopefully we'll catch some crappie for a crappie dinner, and we'll have some fun. The other issue I'm gonna have is this guy. I gotta rebuild this. I gotta get a new kit. Sorry about that. Get back, get back, get back. Yeah, it's the carburetor for the YZ400 99. It's the accelerator is stuck, so that ain't working. So I got to figure out what's going on with that. And that's about it. I got pretty much this part taken care of. I am going to eventually, I'm just going to try to make it a one-day project, and I don't think it's, every time I plan those things, it doesn't work out for me. I want to repaint the frame the blue color. This thing's got all different colors on it on the other side, and really not see, like right there, it's all whatever that is, and it's just all painted different colors. So I want to get it back to the original color. Got pretty much this end all buttoned up, just waiting on the valves, and then we'll have to put there's a new chain. Don't drop that in there because it locks up the engine. So, you know, everything else looks pretty good. Still has the original number plates. There's the air box, and I have the side panels and everything, and I gotta repaint that. That looks terrible. They were still steel rear sections back then. So I'll see you guys later for another update. Oh yeah, I got the radiator. Yeah. So another update in a couple of days. Some of this stuff I'm just, you just try to piece it together, and that's what happens when you get basket cases. You get a lot of pieces missing, and that's the other thing I got to get going on is the zoomed out. It's pretty much all together. Just want to get it running consistently. It'll fire, but it'll quit right away, and I'm not sure why it's doing that. So we gotta I gotta figure it out. Maybe I got the timing wrong. I tried putting the timing correctly. It's got the problem is the on the top of the cylinder, the spark plug doesn't go straight up and down. It's on an angle, so it's hard to tell exactly when where is top dead center and where to set the timing. So that's going to be a little bit of an issue. So other than that, have a good day. I'm going.